Welcome to Shooby Dooby Doo-Up, a podcast where we talk about pop music, specifically by deep diving a random UK top 10 singles chart from the past. Lend me your ears, because before too long your heart went boom. I've got to be certain that we are the superior beings when the closest thing to heaven is to rock and roll. I'm James Cook.
I'm Andy Robinson.
Which UK top 10 from the past are we looking at this week?
We are looking at the 12th of June, 1988.
Heady days.
Heady days. Also in the charts around this time, there were records like Circle in the Sand by Belinda Carlisle, Perfect Fairground Attraction, King of Rock and Roll by Prefab Sprout, Love Will Save the Day, Whitney Houston, theme from S-Express, The Twist by Chubby Checker and the Fat Boys, or should I say Chubby Checker and the Fat Boys.
I had that on 7-inch single.
All great charts, I'm going to say, this week.
What else was going on in 1988?
There was the usual death, destruction, war and drought in the news, so I looked at some pop music news. Depeche Mode had just recorded their concert film and live album 101. Public Enemy had just done a gig in a prison, Rikers Island, I believe. And the day before the 12th of June 88, there was a big birthday concert for Nelson Mandela, featuring artists such as Harry Belafonte, Sting, George Michael, Eurythmics, Natalie Cole, Tracy Chapman, Bee Gees, Peter Gabriel and Stevie Wonder. That's a great bill, isn't it?
I remember that concert. It was on the telly, wasn't it? Was that actually on the TV?
Yes, it was on the television, yeah.
All right. It's not the Mandela effect. I'm not remembering things that...
The Mandela effect,
yeah,
nice.
The Mandela concert effect. Where were you in June 88?
I can tell you where I was on the 11th of June, 88, James. I was at the bleeding Nelson Mandela birthday concert, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Do you know who else was on? I had a little look on the internet, as we do. All the people I mentioned were the people I could remember. Right, who I saw. Yet, seemingly, I can't remember Al Green there. I can't remember Joe Cocker being there. I can't remember Ashford and Simpson being there. I can't remember Wet. Joan Armatrading, Tony Hadley, Fish, Paul Young, Bryan Adams, the Bee Gees. I forgot all of these bands at that concert.
You mentioned the Bee Gees in your list.
Oh, okay. I forgot them since I mentioned it.
Can you remember who was good and who was not so good?
Do you know, James?
Who was phoning it in? That's what we want to know.
I'm usually so good at remembering gigs, so all I can say is it was a lot easier to buy drugs inside Wembley in the 12th of June 88. I was annoyed with myself that I forgot all this. What were you doing?
I was coming up to my 11th birthday. I was just coming to the end of primary school, which in my memory, I loved primary school. It was the summer. I was going into a big holiday and then I was going to go to big school. Everything was coming at Millhouse.
Me personally, it was the 80s, wasn't it? I was in late adolescence with a bad haircut. In many ways, I was 18 with a mullet.
You had a mullet?
I don't know. I just liked it for that joke.
I'd love to see a photo of you with a mullet.
We can sort that out. Hey,
they're fashionable now again.
Yeah, I know. And that's amazing.
They look ridiculous, but
they look all right on young people, I think.
Do they?
Yeah, young people can carry anything off, can't they? That's what I was thinking about on the 12th of June, 88. Careering around Wembley, not being too bothered about Nelson Mandela's speech. Peter Gabriel singing Beaker. I remember that vividly. Everyone had the fist in the air, and I was thinking, I don't belong here.
I have, of course, got some stats about this chart.
I love your late 80s statistics.
This top 10 features 3 UK number ones, 4 songs going up, 4 going down, 1 non-mover, and a new entry for a total net movement of positive 21. There are 6 British artists, 1 American, 1 French, 1 Italian, and an Australian. 6 solo artists, 2 groups, 1 solo artist pretending to be a group, and an art project. There are 3 cover versions and 1 mashup.
By my reckoning, there are 5 songs regarding the complexities of love, 1 song in French, 2 songs about the need for assurance, 1 song about getting assistance, and 1 song about a kind of time travel. Unfortunately, there is no self-reference, but there is 1 tantalisingly brief key change, so I'm pretty happy with that.
I love that you've gone 1 song's in French, so who knows what they're going on about.
Who knows?
There's no way for us to find out.
Coming over here, singing our songs. You can listen to all of these songs if you click on the link in our description. There is a YouTube playlist where you can watch the videos. There is a Spotify playlist where you can listen to the songs. We heartily recommend you doing that either before, during, or after this podcast.
There are another half a dozen songs on those playlists that form part of our bonus tracks podcast. These are 6 songs from the top 100 on the 12th of June 1988 that never get to be in the top 10. And this week's bonus tracks is a corker. It features Scritti Politti, Voice of the Beehive, Sisters of Mercy, a song that I believe rigged the Eurovision Song Contest, the original Queen of Hip Hop, some country and western, and a surprise jazz legend. You can join our Patreon community for free. The bonus tracks podcasts cost less than a Casio calculator watch a month.
A Casio calculator watch? When did that come out?
1988.
Ah.
I had a mate who had one of those. Yeah, we all wanted to have a go on it.
That's how starved we were for entertainment today. Can I have a go on your watch, mate? And I never got my free Nelson Mandela when I went to that concert.
There it is. Anyway, are you looking for a good time?
Number 10.
Down 2 places to number 10. It's I Saw Him Standing There by Tiffany. Andy, you're a massive Beatles fan, and you must be super excited that there's a Beatles song inside this top 10.
I can't believe there's a Beatles song in the top 10. Amazing. I mean, it's a good song, isn't it? As we've spoke before, I saw her standing there. I love that song. In the YouTube comments, Nataki says, to be honest, I think this cover kind of sounds bleh, but whatever. It's not like I can stop people from liking an untalented pop star from the 80s, which is pretty snitty, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then a bit below, No Turb Own says, how many albums have you got out? Which is a good point.
Yeah, you're not allowed to criticise things unless you have albums out. So, shall we just stop the podcast now?
Did you like it, this record?
Well, I don't think I'd choose to listen to this over the original. I think I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah.
It's so weird because it's got the drum and the rhythm track on it. Reminded me a lot of Carter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Carter USM.
Yeah.
They go ding 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 like that.
I've got it.
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
those keyboard stabs that sound like Prince.
Yes.
Dun 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 dun.
Let's do it, James. Let me get my guitar. What the Beatles do, crucially, in their intro, is they go 1, 2, 3, 4. In the video, Tiffany says, "Are you ready?" Then it goes something like that, innit? That's the riff she decides to use for this classic.
And what do you think of it?
She does some great shoulder dancing.
Yeah,
Don't she?
She's got a lovely scarf on.
She's got a great scarf on. Her shoulders are moving fantastically. As regular listeners to this podcast knows, right into Paul McCartney, right into the Beatles. Not necessarily not into Tiffany. I'm going to do the differences
Between the original and the Tiffany version.
Yeah.
Are there any?
You have to listen closely.
You've got a trained ear.
My musicians here. So as I say on the video, she goes, "Are you ready?" Start at 1, 2, 3, 4. Then at the beginning, while that riff's going, she's shouting things at the beginning like, "You were just 17." And then she's going, "Way beyond compare, way beyond compare." Remember that she's shouting that way beyond compare for later on. There's a little bit of swapping around with the lyrics, isn't there? Well, he was just 17, you know what I mean, and the way he looked was way beyond compare. How could she dance with another? Since she saw him standing there. All good, yeah? But then the second verse, she goes, well, he looked at me, fine, and I could see that the way he looked, I'd fall in love with him. How could I dance with another since I saw him standing there? Now, him, James, doesn't rhyme with there. Which is fair enough, that's a choice.
Well, they've gender swapped the song.
Well, but also, she could have sang way beyond compare, because that still rhymes with there, but I fell
Or she
in
could
love
have
with him.
changed there to a word that rhymes with him.
Yeah.
Like Vim,
Absolutely.
Skim,
You got it.
Tim.
So,
I
Tiffany,
think his name was Tim.
how could I dance with another since I saw Tim standing there? I get ya. All right, that's fair enough, isn't it? Then the middle bridge, she goes, well, my heart went boom when I crossed that room and I held his hand in mine. And the second time, she carries that chord for way too long, right, rather than short. And then there's a bit of bullshit of terrible. Also, it's a mess, James, I'm going to say. I kind of like it, though, because also at the end, there's one of the worst bits of scatting singing I've ever heard in my life. The riff is going on, and she's going, saw him standing there, all that kind of stuff. And then she shouts out, you were just 17. final singing, and then chillingly at the end she goes, "Don't ever dance with nobody." I'm thinking, calm down, Tiffany. Singing in front of Disney Castle, and then James, I was thinking, oh, I don't like this version. Then on the video, at the very end, at the very last second, she sort of raises her head up, raises her chin up, sticks her chin out, and it's kind of a defiant fuck you, I think, to this song and the Beatles. And it made me think, maybe this is the best cover I've ever heard of it, Tiffany.
What a twist. The Beatles wrote this when they were like 21, 22, something like that. Tiffany's 16 here singing that.
Yes.
About how he's just 17.
Yeah,
You're 16.
That's true.
Where are you getting off?
Where are you getting off, Tiffany?
Saying, well, this guy's only 17. Well, you're 16. It puts a different spin on it.
There's a completely different spin on this song, partly because it sounds so mechanical.
So this is a gender-swapped Beatles song.
Yes.
So I had a look at some other Beatles songs and just to see what happened if you gender-swap them. So, there's He Loves You, Tax Woman,
Yeah.
Your Father Should Know,
Yeah.
Here Comes the Daughter. I've got loads of these, by the way.
I'm going. I'm for them.
Being for the benefit of Mrs. Kite.
Never forget Mrs. Kite. Why people never mention her?
Exactly.
Tiffany would have.
Lord Madonna.
Blimey, O'Reilly. Are you all right?
I've done loads. Elliot Rigby. Hey June.
Right.
And Your Geezer Can Sing. And the Ballad of Yoko and John. We'll just swap them around.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got more.
No, we're all right. We can get moving on with that, I think. Hey, email us in to shoobipodcast@gmail.com if you can think of any more.
But I have been through the entire list of Beatles songs.
Really?
Yes.
Go on then, chuck a couple more in of your favourites.
Lovely Richard. Michel. But it's the French male name, Michel. Like Michel Platini.
Nice work.
Instead of Michelle. Anyway, Tiffany, 16 years old here, as I say. This is her third and final UK top 10 hit.
Yep.
Produced by George Tobin, who had also produced Being With You by Smokey Robinson.
Really?
That's quite a gear change to this song.
I mean, it's good enough. As you say, it's for 16-year-old girls, feasibly. I mean, if you're introduced to the world of the Beatles, it was only an album track on the Beatles. In the UK, at least. If you're listening in America, probably not. But, I mean, my memory of Tiffany was she was a grafter early on, and she kind of got famous, I remember the stories being, by singing in shopping malls, didn't she?
Yeah, that's how she got well known. She toured shopping malls in America and grew a following that way. Of course, in 1988... I mean, forget your Blur Oasis, forget your Stones Beatles. The big battle in 1988 was Tiffany versus Debbie Gibson.
Yeah.
Which side were you on?
If I had to, I mean, I did buy I Think We Were Alone Now. I didn't buy any Debbie Gibson songs, so I put my hard-earned money into Tiffany.
Well, I can't speak to you anymore because I was a big Debbie Gibson fan.
What? Really?
That's it. That's the end. End of the podcast. No more.
Yeah.
I mean, we're two opposites. No, I was just going to say the opposite of whatever you did.
Not for the first time.
Do you know what the tour of the shopping centres was called?
For Tiffany?
Yeah.
No, go on.
The Beautiful You, Celebrating the Good Life Shopping Mall Tour 87. Great title. Catchy. At this time, Tiffany was taking her mother and stepfather to court over control of her earnings. The court threw out her request to become an emancipated minor, but did say she could move in with her grandmother instead.
A little pre-Britney type of vibe going on then. I mean, what another thing I just remembered, James, out of my head is when she goes, and we held each other tight. And then when she comes back in, after that, it sounds like she's being sick. Through the night, and I think, come on, Tiffany.
Tiffany said, the Beatles are so sacred to a lot of people, and you're really playing with fire if you go out there and it's not well received. But I think we did a great version of it. The mentality was just exposing my age group to the Beatles in a different way.
That's what we said?
Yeah.
So we pretty much explained it to Tiffany, I'm going to say, for no reason whatsoever.
Smash Hits called the song, an affront to taste and decency.
Yeah. It kind of is, if you're going to be rock purist about it. How dare 17-year-old girls? But, it's number 10 in the charts. Enough people liked it. Is it time to bring in Nile Rodgers early?
Go on.
Go on, James, you do it this week.
Nile Rodgers says you're not allowed to criticise any song in the top 10 because some idiots have bought it.
Something like that, anyway. I don't trust you with that comment when I give it to you.
Debbie Gibson. Tiffany would go on to appear in the 2011 film Mega Python vs. Gatoroid, IMDb rating 3, alongside Debbie Gibson.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, in the film, they have a fight. She also appeared as Eiffel Tower in Series 5 of The Masked Singer UK, finishing 4th, ahead of Nikki Campbell, Lorraine Kelly and Dionne Warwick,
Yeah.
but behind Lamar, Alex Brooker and Danny from McFly. You have been less angry about this record than I imagined you would be.
Oh, yeah, I'm not angry about this. I mean, like I saw her standing there. Isn't this a great song? Possibly she introduced a lot of, let's call it, teenage girls to the Beatles. That can't be a bad thing, can it?
It can be bad if that's like literally. Like she's some kind of pimp.
Yeah, I'm not angry about this. It's not like some div did a version of She's Leaving Home with a piano and a recorder, is it?
Number 9.
Up 3 places to number 9 this week is Every Day is Like Sunday by Morrissey.
His second single as a solo artist.
Yeah.
After Suede Ahead.
Yeah, I remember when they split up and people was kind of saying Johnny Marr's going to do well and Morrissey might not, and Suede came out. It sounded pretty much like the Smiths, didn't it? And then this one, I think is a beautiful... I've loved this song for years, so... I was talking to one of my good friends about this record when he came out. He went, have you heard that Morrissey song? I said, yeah, I have. He went, isn't it beautiful? Every day is like Sunday. He was kind of implying that it was some sort of hymn to peace and rest. He liked it anyway. I was thinking, no, you've got this completely wrong. Every day is like Sunday is bleak, isn't it? But my friend, in that moment, in 1988, he heard it as a lovely, relaxing type song. The div.
It really depends on your view of Sundays, doesn't
Yes.
it? If Sunday's your favourite day of the week, yes, every day's like Sunday. I get to eat a big roast dinner and watch Bullseye. Amazing.
Yes, well, Sundays have... I mean, I like this, James. Even us as old men in a shed talking nonsense, Sundays have changed. You know, when this record came out, I don't think a lot of the shops were open on Sunday.
Everything was closed and there was nothing going on. And if you are a teenager in a seaside town, which is what this song is about...
That they forgot to pull down Armageddon.
You're going to be bored out of your mind and hoping that someone bombs the place. And it's a very sort of dramatic Morrissey affectation, isn't it? I am bored, therefore let us end the world.
Come Armageddon, come. I mean, there's some great words in this. As well as it sounding beautiful and majestic and the melody being so pretty, some of the words I think are, well, they're typical Morrissey.
My particular favourite is Win Yourself a Cheap Tray.
Yeah.
Have I misheard that lyric and I looked it up? No, that's what he's singing about.
Hide on the promenade, etch a postcard. How ideally wish I was not here. That's good, isn't it?
Yeah. Have you ever won a cheap tray?
No. I have had some greased tea, though.
Greased tea? Does that mean the meal tea or the drink tea?
You know it means a drink, you big div. I like the bit when he's trudging back over pebbles and sands and a strange dust lands on your hands and on your face. I mean...
Do you know what that is?
Yeah, go on.
All right, what has this song got in common with the song Dancing with Tears in My Eyes by Ultravox?
Producer?
Nope. It's more to do with the inspiration.
Southend?
They were both allegedly inspired by the book On the Beach by Neville Shute.
Really?
Yeah. Are you aware of that book?
I'm aware of it. I've never read it.
No, I've never read it, but it is about people in Australia waiting for the effects of a nuclear war on the other side of the world to hit them, and they're all basically going to die. Dancing with Tears in My Eyes is a much more sort of overly dramatic take on that, whereas this is more sort of arch and satirical.
Absolutely.
But the thing about the strange dust is like the nuclear fallout.
Okay.
That's what that's allegedly supposed to be.
On YouTube, Blake's Power says, this captures late 80s perfectly. It wasn't all new clothes and funny coloured sunglasses, which I think is a good point, isn't it? Also, I got into this. Jane Collins on the YouTube comments, Jane Collins 6742, my apologies. She says, I moved from London to Weymouth a year ago. This song plays continually in my head. And then she goes on to say, what the hell have I done? Go on holiday, don't bloody live here.
Yeah, there is that, you know, being in a seaside town out of season.
Did you watch the video?
I did.
What did you make of that?
So it's like a teenage girl, and she's sort of mooching around a seaside town.
With a great long coat and a great pair of ducks and a great haircut.
She sees a butcher's. She runs away because obviously meat is murder.
Yeah.
And then she stalks some old ladies,
Yeah.
and she gives them a cryptic postcard for some reason.
Saying things like cruelty without beauty, she's
Yeah.
written on the postcard, but she gives to the old ladies, doesn't she?
Yeah, and then she gets in a car with Billy Whitelaw and goes to her house.
Billy Whitelaw and another actress who I couldn't remember. I was hoping you'd look her up. I've seen her face on This, That and the Other back in the day, though. My apologies.
And then at the end, she looks through a telescope.
Yeah.
And who does she see?
Morrissey.
Yeah, Morrissey.
We've forgotten the bit that's playing throughout this video, where also when she's back at home a little bit sad and depressed because Southend is not treating her well, she watches Carry On Abroad, doesn't she? There's a little bit of Carry On Abroad in the video.
Yeah.
I mean, that's very Morrissey. He loved the Carry On films.
Yeah, that really comes across in his songs, doesn't it? Sort of bawdy postcard humour of Morrissey.
I'm going to be... It does sometimes... Actually, Morrissey's very funny, actually. He's not one of just depressed. Oh,
I'm not saying he's not funny. I just think it's a different kind of humour, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, I love this song. I've seen him sing it live. I think it's lush, beautiful, as it's only Lime 458 says on YouTube. What a wonderfully depressing, sad, uplifting, happy song. So it has got that mix, hasn't it?
And the start of the song, when the drums at the start kick in and everything, it kind of sets it up to be a different song than it is.
Do you think?
Yeah. The start is quite sort of rocky. Here is the song. The song is coming, and here comes the song. And then Morrissey's like, oh, every day is like Sunday,
trudging slowly over wet sand.
And you go, oh, hang on a second. Oh, it's a different thing.
Yeah, I mean, I love this record. I love this song. I love Morrissey, despite this, that, and the other. I know a lot of people don't like him these days because of things he's said.
Well, in 1988, he won the Most Wonderful Human Being Award at the NME Awards.
Which wouldn't happen these days, partially because the NME is only an online thing now, and also because I hate Morrissey.
Who plays the bass on this?
I don't know. Is it the fellow who played in the Smiths
No.
still? Go on.
It's Stephen Street.
Oh, really?
The producer of the record.
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
he plays the bass. Who is Morrissey's cousin?
I don't know.
The notable... I mean, I'm sure he's got lots of cousins, but there is one notable one, I'd
Who?
say. Robbie Keane.
Really?
Of the Republic of Ireland and Wolves and Spurs and Liverpool. This song has been covered by, among others, The Pretenders, 10,000 Maniacs, the Armageddon Dildos, who are a real band, and the Mexican tribute act, Mexracy.
I've seen them.
Yeah, have you?
Yeah,
They
great.
do Sada Dia es Domingo.
Probably. What's that translation?
Every day is like Sunday. I looked at the list of B-sides for the 12-inch release of this,
go on.
and it is the 3 most Morrissey song titles I've ever seen written down in a list.
I never bought it as a single. I had it on the album, so go on.
The B-sides are called Sister, I'm a Poet,
I love that record.
Disappointed,
Yep.
and We'll Never Marry.
There's a bit in Disappointed I really like where he goes, I will never sing again, and then there's a little sound effect of the crowd going, hooray, and then he sings again and they go, ah. That kind of bawdy carry-on humour.
Yeah, that Morrissey is well known for.
Yeah. I heard an interview with him once and they were asking about his Mexican fan base, let's say, and they said, why do you think he's so attractive to Mexicans? And he said, I have a certain rhodomontade. And they went to the interviewer, do you know what that means? And she went, no. And he went, not many people do. Didn't explain it. God bless him. So rhodomontade I went scuttling towards the dictionary for, and it means a boastful or inflated talk or behaviour. So I'm always grateful to Morrissey, not only for his brilliant contributions to pop music, for teaching me the word rhodomontade.
Number 8.
Down 5 to number 8, Somewhere in My Heart by Aztec Camera.
Okay. I mean, I feel
Is that the end of that bit?
We're done.
It's okay. We're moving on.
Follow us on Patreon, listen to it on Spotify playlist, and email us in saying why haven't you talked more. No, part of the reason I'm talking about this is because this song, despite whatever height it reached in the charts, you hear this to this day. This song is still on the radio all the time. I hear it knocking around hither and thither.
It was their biggest hit. Gets to number 3. It's in fact their only top 10 hit, Aztec Camera.
Oh, really?
So the only chance really we'd get to talk about them on our little podcast. Who are Aztec Camera?
Roddy Frame and some other people.
Yes, that is very much who they are at this point.
Right.
All sort of the original members have left him alone, and it's him and session musicians.
I mean, I like the notion of somewhere in my heart. I like the word somewhere. I think that does a lot of heavy lifting in this song. It makes me think of somewhere over the rainbow.
It could be an aorta. It could be a ventricle. They're the main areas of the heart.
Maybe think of West Side Story. They did a big song called Somewhere. The Even Keen, Somewhere Only We Know, Somewhere Only We Go. So this notion of somewhere, it's a yearning.
Yeah, there's a star that shines for you. I love this bit. Silver splits the blue. What's that?
Yeah.
What's going on there?
There are some great words in it, definitely.
We walk down Love's motorway. Which motorway do you think is Love's motorway? Is it the M69? It's the secret of romance going to Leicester.
Can be a loving act going on the M69, can't it, if you're both sharing? Your turn to drive. Paulie X on YouTube says, I worked at the Virgin Megastore when this was a single. Man, WEA Records pushed it like nothing else. They saw it as a hit. So even somebody working at Virgin Records back in 1988 was aware of, let's call it, the machinery of promoting songs.
Roddy Frame, who wrote the song and sings the song and is Aztec Camera, wasn't that much of a fan of this song.
Really?
Yeah. He told Mojo magazine, I didn't really get it until I was being driven down Ladbroke Grove one day and the sun was shining and someone was in a convertible and I heard it blaring out on the radio.
Yeah.
It took that for him to go, actually, that song that I wrote and had a hit with is all right.
It sounds great, doesn't it? I mean, I like the beginning. I think it's in the key of C. I'll only do this briefly, but what I like about it, you'd imagine the beginning in C, you could go to G and F to start with. Summer in the city, but they do a lovely. That's a good intro, isn't it? By chucking a little A chord at the beginning, knocks you off track.
I mean, this song is already on my favourites playlist, mainly because Spotify just kept playing it for me.
Right. Yeah.
Kept going, you like this. Remember, you like this. Based on the other things you've listened to, this is the one you like. And I'm like, go on then.
I remember an interview with Roddy Frame back in the day where he was talking about because a lot of people are saying he's a brilliant guitar player, isn't it? Aren't they? And that the solo in it is fantastic. I like it. And the closest thing to get to is the rock and roll. I mean, if Tiffany had did it, she would have gone, the closest thing to heaven is to rock and roll. Stayed there too long, then they've done a bit more. Anyway, that's a little reference to what I was moaning about only a few minutes ago. So he was talking about guitar playing. I always remember this bit in the interview. He said he felt a lot of musicians, a lot of people in bands in the late 80s, they couldn't play a song like Tie a Yellow Ribbon Round the Old Oak Tree. And he was saying because he grew up playing that sort of thing in clubs and social functions, it gave him a good understanding of pop music, which I agree with sometimes. You can sort of tell maybe the classic nature of this song is influenced by, let's call it the lexicon of rock and roll.
Yeah, which is the closest thing to heaven.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Did you watch the video?
Yeah.
Very simple, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought those backing singers don't really do much in the song, but they're there.
I mean, he is dressed as George Michael, isn't it? It's the old classic thing, the black leather jacket, the white T-shirt, the blue jeans, maybe the Fonz. So all that's going on. I think
it was shorthand for cool, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In 1988.
Yeah. Imagine that.
Do you know who produced this?
No, go on.
A guy called Michael Johnson, whose brother is Morris Starr.
From what's Morris Starr from?
He was impresario behind New Edition and New Kids on the Block.
We've talked about him before.
Yeah.
And he was a bit of an arsehole, wasn't he? Nicking everybody's money.
So his brother, Michael Johnson, who has production credits on Candy Girl and The Right Stuff and a load of other New Kids on the Block stuff, is the producer of this record.
Amazing.
So he's got a pop sensibility.
Intro, verse, chorus, middle, late, guitar, extended chorus at the end. I mean, it's as standard as you get, and yet that makes it part of its, call it classic status.
But if you're driving down Ladbroke Grove in a convertible with this blasting out on a summer's day, you're not going to care.
I watched the clip on YouTube where he's singing this song acoustically, and Neil Finn and Graham Goldman, Neil Finn from Crowded House, Graham Goldman from 10cc, are kind of sitting alongside him, singing along with it. That's a pretty version. What do you think this song is about?
It's about 3.5 minutes.
Now, on the Song Meanings website, which I like to look at sometimes, James, where let's call it members of the public, a bit like me and you, give their unasked for opinions. Someone called PJ Melonman says that this song is a socialist call to arms. It's about fighting for your rights to live and love. The star that shines for you is a socialist morning star, referenced frequently in Scottish literature. Silver splits of blue is both a blade slicing through the right-wing Tory party and looking up to see a grandfather's silver hair against the sky. It's a love song to Red Clydeside and the values that have been implicitly handed down through the generations. So a little bit like my friend who thought Every Day Was Like Sunday was a lovely, beautiful song about, let's call it, the lack of licensing laws. It's all in the ear of the beholder, isn't it?
I wondered why I'd become so radicalised recently. And it's because I've been listening to Somewhere in My Heart by Aztec Camera.
You commie.
Ambition and love wearing boxing gloves and singing hearts and flowers.
They stick in your cranium, these lyrics, don't they, somehow?
And that's about, the viciousness of commercialisation of love, isn't it, really? Selling you love songs, but really we're a big corporation.
If you like.
Could be that, or it could just be, Frank Bruno's bought you a bunch of flowers. Cheers, mate.
Number 7.
Up 8 to number 7, it is Maxi Priest with Wild World.
Yeah.
I forgot the song title briefly
Wild
for a second. A cover of the old Cat Stevens song. Let's chuck that in early. I mean, we're talking about Somewhere in Your Heart being omnipresent, even to this day to some extent. And the YouTube comments, I like this a lot. A lot of people were saying this was on the Safeway grocery store playlist. People who worked at Safeway.
Yeah, they would have heard it all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, God. I had service jobs growing up, and the things that were on the rotation.
What songs are you traumatised by?
I worked in a cinema, so it was a lot of movie themes.
Right.
Not traumatised, but just, it takes you back to getting £3.16 an hour and cleaning up popcorn.
If you're in the cinema, pick up your own fucking popcorn. It drives me mad, James, people in the cinema who just think, why? Because they're not...
There are cinemas now that put up things that say, just leave your rubbish, we'll deal with it.
Why?
Because they recycle it and they can do it properly.
Sly and Robbie produced this record. I read on the YouTube comments, someone pointed out, so I thought that saved me a bit of research work, James.
That's true. Because Maxi Priest...
His original name was Mini Vicar, or Medium Cardinal. I thought, you got to do stuff like that, haven't you?
I mean, that's hilarious, but it's not true. Max Elliott.
It's not hilarious either.
He didn't want to record this song, but he said later, the experience with Wild World has taught me to keep an open mind. Maybe I should just go around hating all the songs and they will become hits. Who knows? And this was his biggest hit in the UK. It gets to number 5, but not in America. He has a number 1 in America in 1990.
Oh, go on.
With Close to You.
What, the Carpenters song?
No, yeah. And I wanna get close to you.
I remember.
Do all the things that...
I mean, a lot of people on YouTube comments are going, how beautiful his voice is, how seductive it is. There's a lot of love for the saxophones on this record. So, it's not to my taste necessarily, but you cannot deny the classic nature of the songwriting, and you can't deny almost the pop sensibilities.
The sax on this song, that little diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle bit,
yeah.
It reminds me of the theme to This Morning.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It just makes me think of daytime TV.
Yeah.
Which is no bad thing.
No bad thing at all.
It's not a genre of music that gets in the charts much, daytime TV theme tunes, but there you go.
It reminded me a bit of, the chords sort of go... Reminded me a bit of... I can see it in your eyes, and I can see it in your smile. She's all I've ever wanted. Hello by Lionel Richie. Reminded me a little bit of that. The building blocks at the bottom end, whatever you want to might call it.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because Jonathan King, at the time writing a column in The Sun, said that It's a Sin by the Pet Shop Boys had copied the melody from Wild World.
Let's do it. So the chords to Wild World, they're going, Jonathan King, who, let's be honest, we don't usually listen to, do we, as an arbiter of what's good and right in the world. As I look back upon my life, yeah, same chords, I never sense a change. Oh, nice spots, Jonathan King.
Do you think that's the case? I'm just going to say I don't.
What's the case? It's reminiscent.
That Pet Shop Boys' It's a Sin has ripped off Wild World.
Nah, I mean, it's a standard chord progression.
I'm glad you said that, because Pet Shop Boys sued Jonathan King for saying that in The Sun, and Jonathan King ended up settling out of court.
Really? I mean, all the things you could maybe have a go at Jonathan King for, that's not the main one to me.
It was 88 and a lot of the stuff hadn't come out yet. Yeah. I mean, he goes on to, is it in 89, he takes over the Brit Awards and kind of revamps them after the debacle of Samantha Fox and Mick Fleetwood. So this song, written by Cat Stevens, as you say, in 1970, it is claimed he wrote it about his breakup with the actress Patty D'Arbanville, who was 3 years his junior, and some critics of the song say the song is misogynistic and condescending.
Oh, go on,
and
why?
a kind of, you don't understand, it's actually a wild world out there, actually, so you can't just get by on a smile, girl.
Right, okay.
That's a criticism that is levelled at it.
You daft haypuffs, it's only a song.
Years later, so given enough time to change his story, Yusuf Islam, as Cat Stevens became, said in this song he's actually singing it to himself.
The old John McEnroe excuse? I was talking to myself, man.
when he's saying, oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world, he's calling himself baby, baby, like you do.
Always a good excuse. I mean, John Lennon wrote a song called How Do You Sleep, which was very vicious. People thought about Paul McCartney. All you did was yesterday, or the nastiness in there. Yeah. And when John Lennon was questioned about it, he said, I wrote it about myself, really. I think it's always a handy thing to say, isn't it?
Yeah. Maxi Priest would go on to play one game for Southall FC when he was 43 in the Combined Counties League when they had an injury crisis.
Really?
Yep.
Great fact.
They lost 3-0 to Feltham.
Nice work.
Did you watch the video?
Yes, it was challenging.
What do you mean challenging?
So colourful and pastel and quickly edited. It gave me a little bit of a sugar rush.
It looks like the opening titles to a 1980s travel show.
Yeah.
You imagine Judith Chalmers is going to pop along and go, this week Maxi's been to Barbados with Sly and Robbie. Let's see how they get on.
Number 6.
Down 4 to number 6. Got to Be Certain by Kylie Minogue. Her second UK hit and first of 3 consecutive number 2 singles.
I mean, this is a record with a key change in, but crucially, James, only the instrumental solo. It goes up 2 or 3 tones and then goes back down so she can carry on singing it. So that's the only key change I'm mentioning this week, so I thought I'd get it in early.
So in the UK, I Should Be So Lucky comes out, and helped partly by her appearance on the TV show Neighbours. It's
partly.
It's a number 1 single in this. Catchy, I Should Be So Lucky. Then this is the follow-up, Got to Be Certain. It's Stock Aitken and Waterman. It's 1988. It's got that sound, the sound that I personally find grating.
Yep.
The keyboard demo effects, that keyboard brass noise, It goes right through me. They've double-tracked the hell out of Kylie's voice, which I think makes it sound weird and unworldly. And I've said it on this podcast before. I'm told Stock Aitken and Waterman are great songwriters, and I'm happy to accept that. But their production just goes right through me.
Fair enough.
It's like fingers down a chalkboard.
On YouTube, Adam Harris 7775 says, in this song, the Lin 9000, Roland D50PN D5000 patch horn section was used, and the Yamaha RX120 and Oberheim DMX claps heard. So that's good work from Adam Harris 7775, isn't it? Explaining the technical notions.
Yeah, I mean, we'll take his word for it. There's some kind of robotics going on, isn't there?
Did you watch a video? Her knocking around Melbourne or somewhere like that, isn't she?
Yeah, she's hanging around. And
very different vibe to the women who live in Southend in the Morrissey video, I'm going to say.
That's true. What I liked about the video is that the last 30 seconds or so is like a blooper reel of the video, which is very, very charming. And you see a bit of Kylie's personality come across, because she's, 21, 22 at the time of this?
Yep. She dresses up quite a lot, doesn't it? In a lot of her videos, there's a lot of different costumes. I mean, she's walking around Melbourne in one scene in this video with a pink and green coat on, and it's one look that even Kylie Minogue can't pull off. I was almost pleased that, she's just a mortal. She doesn't look great in absolutely everything.
Who'll get you? Put your claws away, dear.
I mean, who'd have thought 27 years ago we'd still be talking about Kylie Minogue? This is interesting, isn't it? She's had longevity. Like you say, this is the second single, the follow-up to I Should Be So Lucky. It's not my favourite Kylie song, I have to say. She's done better songs than this.
There's half a dozen songs that she released around that time that kind of merge into one in my head. Put Your Hand on Your Heart and Je ne sais pas pourquoi and this being 3 of them. Kylie described her early hits as, the producers think pop music is candy music. They're saying, here kids, have a piece of candy. What Pete Waterman wants, he gets. And what he wants to do, according to Kylie, is give candy to children.
What I like about it, James, let me explain this. I'm going to do this. We're talking about the old Stock Aitken Waterman, their songwriting, aren't they? Now, this song, I was listening to a little bit. I've lost confidence in always going on about my guitar playing, James, since we put this podcast out. And someone said to me, I don't like it when you play guitar. And one person said, I do like it when you play guitar. So I don't know. I mean,
who said they didn't like it?
It doesn't matter.
Do you want me to beat them up?
I'm only explaining the song. Anyway, it's very interesting, I think this is an example of how clever Stock Aitken and Waterman are. It's only a little bit, but I'll try and do it quick. So, it's in the key of D. Remember that chord, yeah? Mm-hmm. But the verse is, you keep on asking me, why can't we be together? That kind of thing, isn't it? Whatever, wait a while. And there's no chords in D yet, so it's E minor, A, and F sharp minor, and B minor. That's pretty much the verse, yeah? So, And then the chorus goes into I've got to be, G and E minor, got to be certain. So it's in the D where it lands on certain, and I've got to be so sure. So what key it's in only comes in on the words certain and sure. And I believe in your subconscious or in somewhere in the musical backing, that sort of home key on the words certain and sure. It's the first time you've heard it, and when it lands there, you do feel certain and sure. There's a sense of resolve, let's call it.
We've talked before about songs that seem to be aimed at a sort of teenage girl market by telling them the things they want to hear.
Yeah.
I don't mean to sound like an old sod, but it's about a woman saying to a bloke, slow down, stop trying to get in my pants, essentially.
Yeah.
Will chime with a lot of the people who are buying this record.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good sentiment, isn't it? I've got to be certain. It reminded me a little bit of the old Dusty Springfield song, How Can I Be Sure, in a world that's constantly changing. It's a human emotion that we've all had, haven't we? That uncertainty, and you want a kind of bit of assurance.
Not me. I'm always certain, and I just barge headlong into things, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent.
The first time I heard it years ago, because she gives it a little extra syllable, she sort of sings, I got to be a certain. There's a little in there, got to be a certain. And the first time I heard it, I thought, you've got to be a certain kind of what? But, here we are.
Wasn't originally written for Kylie, this.
Go on.
Do you know who it was originally written for?
No.
It was someone that Stock Aitken and Wootman briefly tried to turn into a pop star.
Go on.
Mandy Smith.
Oh, Bill Wyman's child bride.
Yes.
Yeah.
It didn't work for Mandy.
Didn't work for Bill and that either, I believe.
Yeah. And that whole thing is a bit, I believe, to use the modern parlance, ick.
I remember them appearing on Terry Wogan years ago when they just got married. And as a young man, I thought, oh, this is nice. They just want to express their love. Looking back on it, absolutely damage limitation, isn't it? This couple appearing on a chat show to talk about their relationship. It's didn't come from a place of, let's call it Paul and Linda love. They're just obviously trying to, I don't know what they were trying to do, actually.
Anyway, it didn't work out for Mandy, so they gave the song to Kylie. And, he gets to number 2 in the charts.
You cannot argue with it. There's loads of love for Kylie on YouTube. Now, Gordon Ashley 4401 says, I worked as a security guard on her first world tour. We were great friends until one night I came in my dressing room and caught her doing... I'm glad you spotted that early. I came in my dressing room and he caught her doing a big jobby in my kettle. I was devastated and we haven't spoken since. I think that might be bollocks.
I don't think that's true.
I thought I'd chuck it in.
There's no way that happened.
He might be having a joke.
Yeah.
Gordon Ashley, I respect you. I mean, we talk a load of nonsense about pop songs and what they could mean on this, so, why not chuck someone else doing it?
Kylie Minogue, kettle shitter. I won't have it. In part 2 of this week's Shooby Dooby Doo-Up, we'll be continuing our deep dive of the top 5 from the 12th of June 1988. Do you want to hear a few bits of what's going to happen in the next half?
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Here you go, then.
I mean, this record at the time irritated me, but I've loved it this week. It's happening, isn't it? It's loud, it's stupid.
That version of it is so bad.
Right.
It's so bad that when this comes back on, you're like, oh, thank God.
I like the way he goes, my friends, my friends, my friends, all the time. I think it's charming.
I'm trying to open up here.
I'm sorry.
I'll tell you a pivotal moment from my childhood.
What I've done
dragged it into the gutter once again.
Please check out our Spotify and YouTube playlist. I always think it makes this show better. And let us know your thoughts at shoobypodcast@gmail.com. And for songs that aren't in the top 10, join our Patreon community and become a subscriber. Thanks for listening. Please rate, review, follow, share, all that stuff. And until next time, let's Shooby Dooby Doo up.
Bop, bop, shoe up.